Nation, we are back. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You know what time it is. Welcome to a special edition of Coffee and Convo. I am one of your hosts, Graphk Raider. I got my little bro in the building. Hammer, what's good, bro?
What's good? Raider Nation, your tribal chief has arrived. Do me a favor.
Acknowledge me.
You are acknowledged, kind sir. Salute to the chat as well. You are acknowledged. Also, make sure you guys wipe them feet. Hit them thumbs up if you don't know what that means. Also, hit that subscribe button on both channels. We both have new milestones that we're trying to achieve. So if you guys can, hit the subscribe button on both sides. Also, if you guys want to become members, Green Dot Gang, make sure you hit the links. They're pinned up top. They definitely help us keep the lights on over here at Shieldmore. Real quick, man, before we get to the chat, also salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. This live stream is, you guys, powered by BetUS. Head over there, get 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits using promo code U2150, the fastest payouts in the industry, up to $2,000. If you are a bettor, nobody does it better than our proud sponsors over at BetUS. Once again, salute to our proud sponsors. What's good, bro? How you feeling, man?
Go figure. We were on for almost 2 hours yesterday. I go lay down, try to go take my nap. Breaking news. Max Crosby gets his contract extension. Breaking news. The Raiders have signed free agent guard Alex Kappa. What the fuck? When I go off air.
You know what's funny? I had to change my thumbnail 3 times yesterday. 3 times. I had the show set up. There was one title that got took the thumbnail down, changed the title, took another thumbnail, changed the title. It was like, what is going on right now, bro? I changed it to Alex Kappa, took that down. Max Crosby, breaking news. I'm like, what is going on, bro? But hey, man, it's always a good day. It's always a good thing to be busy. And our Raiders were definitely busy yesterday because we didn't get an opportunity to get caught up on what you had going on. You know, how do you feel about the Max Crosby extension?
Well deserved. I think we all saw this coming. No Diddy if necessary. I put it up yesterday. I reposted, I think it was Adam Schefter's tweet about it. Like, you guys had heard me talking about it for quite some time. After that video was out, everybody was like, oh, he wants to be traded. Da-da-da-da-da. If you read between the tea leaves, you would know he just wanted more guaranteed money.
Yeah,
I said doable. What made the most sense was in the ballpark of $90 to $95 million in guaranteed money. A little bit under 92. Somebody needs to hire me as an agent or put me in a fucking front office somewhere.
How you feeling about the addition of Alex Kappa? Because you know what's so funny? A lot of us were frustrated. We're like, is this one of the first moves that this front office makes? He struggled last year in Cincinnati. That offensive line was really bad. He was first in like hurries allowed, first in like sacks allowed. He was like first in every nasty dead bottom, category. But this is a guy that's been a serviceable starter, Hammer, like forever. You know, he's pretty much started damn near every game outside of his first 2 seasons. He's been a durable option, right? It did feel like a Cody Whitehair, Luke Getsy, the familiarity, you know what I'm saying, type of situation. Or at the bare minimum, like an Andres Pete spot starter. We paid him $11 million for 2 years, 5.5 per. It sounds like half of that is guaranteed, which is cool because you can get his contract out the way in year 1. How do you feel about the addition of Alex Kappa? Because we needed some guard help.
It's depth, but at the same time, like it was definitely a much needed need. I do think there is a chance that he could start. Look, again, you just talked about his durability. 102 games played. He has started 96 of those 102 games. He has a Super Bowl under his belt too.
Yeah.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah. And we just brought back Jordan Meredith as well on an inexpensive deal. So, well, what was it? What was the restricted? What did we sign him to? I forgot what.
I don't even see the deal. I actually had not seen the deal yet.
Let me bring this up real quick. Salute real quick to the chat, man. Make sure you guys once again wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up, break them thumbs, all that good stuff. I know Scout put it out there. I forgot what the deal actually looked like. Here we go. Boom. So the Raiders have signed Jordan Meredith to a 1-year, $1 million ERFA contract. Meredith allowed 0 sacks, 9 pressures across 575 snaps, all while being graded as a top 10 guard per PFF. So a 1-year, $1 million deal.
Exclusive rights?
Yeah, exclusive rights, free agent. Yeah.
I like Meredith, though.
Yeah.
Anytime his number has been called, he has stepped up. He's done his job. So I'm good with that.
And Greg Van Roten, we called him Rotten, but former Raider went under there and said, that's a steal. That's a steal. Former teammate of Jordan Meredith. So that's a steal. So, hey, look, we started off bringing in 2 guards. I'm not upset by this. I just hope that we're not done yet. We still need to make sure that we go get one in the draft and maybe even spend some of this cash and bringing in another one. You see what the Bears did. They went and got Joe Thuney, all pro from the Chiefs. It looks like they're going to have to re him up. I think he got kind of swindled a little bit, like real talk, because they got to pay him a shit ton of money. He's over 30, he's in his 30s, right? That offensive line got exposed a little bit. I ain't gonna say a little bit. The Super Bowl, they got destroyed, right? And then Jonah Jackson goes out there. Ben Johnson is just getting rid of draft picks immediately. A 4th in 2026, I believe, for Thuney. I think that's what it was. And then a 5th for Jonah Jackson. So look, teams are making these moves right now to start cleaning up those O-lines. And I like that at least we're active there. This isn't the best guard class, in free agency. I'm talking about in free agency, not the draft class, but so we shall see where this goes. But look, I'm not going to beat these guys up for bringing in Alex Kappa, a guy that won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady, who won a Super Bowl with John Spytek in Tampa Bay. So it makes sense. Familiarity is there. We'll see where this goes. I don't know if he can get any worse than how he played last year. And it could have been an anomaly last year. He never looked that bad.
It was just a very difficult year for Cincy as a whole last year.
Yeah. Definitely.
And with this move with KC, I think they're slowly going to start to fade away. I have a sneaky suspicion if they don't make the playoffs, you might see Andy Reid retiring after this coming season.
Hopefully that they start slowly deteriorating right in front of our eyes. Salute to Midnight Raider King on becoming a member. We appreciate you, brother. Salute, salute, salute. We don't know what channel it is, but we appreciate you, man. If you guys once again want to become members, hit the links. They're pinned up top. Definitely helps us keep the lights on. Salute to our guy, Jason Hunter, as well on the $20 special. Brothers.
Squala.
There you go.
Hope all is well. Having a great day. I think Kappa will be better with us. He had a down year and could solidify our interior with him and Meredith. Off topic. Demon King Baylor ball. Wait. Do it for me, bro. I'm getting sick and I'm fumbling.
Demon King Baylor is coming back.
OLV for life, Raider Nation for life. I love it.
I had a conversation with somebody the other day that has this sneaky suspicion about, and I know we're going off topic, we will return momentarily, a sneaky suspicion that a guy that was recently released from AEW is going to be that new member of the Judgment Day and kick Balor out, and it's Aleister Black. And I'm here for it.
I can see it. I can definitely see it happening. I can't wait to see him back too. Salute to Old School, man. Haven't attended the combine. Is it true that festivities officially did not begin until Jerry Jones showed up in the locker room with tape measure? Hey, yo. Salute to Old School. Look, I'm actually pissed off that I know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? So if you guys do not know what Old School is talking about, just go Google Jerry Jones, Jamie Foxx football. That's all you got to hear. That's all you got to hear. And you're going to know what the hell Old school, you are a disgusting human being, and I can't stand it. Salute to Jorge. How do you feel about the John Cena turn? We're not going to turn this into a WWE show, but I'm going to say this. For him to be in his final year, this just says how much he loves the business. That's all I'm going to say. He loves the wrestling business, and this is going to put Cody over even more. Is that like extreme baby face? You love to see it. Cena should have turned years ago. You know what I mean? So to see him finally get that turn.
To Thugonomics 101, though, moving forward. If not, I'm going to be pissed.
What did you see what he uploaded on TikTok?
Yes. I'm here for it. That was
there you go. So
I was never a Cena fan, but that entrance, that was shit.
Yeah, man. So I love it, man. I love it. Was it kind of crazy? I actually kind of expected it. That was one of the ideas that we were flirting around with the idea of it. But I'm going to be honest, it wasn't believable until it happened. Then you're like, holy shit. You know what I mean? But I'm excited about it.
That we were not doing that PLE, that shit would have put us over tremendously.
Yeah, I already know. But I was sick in a hotel in Saginaw, Michigan, watching it on my laptop in a hotel room. So salute. How are we feeling, man? I'm trying to look. Where is this updated salary cap?
I haven't seen it yet. I've been looking all over, and like I've been trying to find other things recently, including like market values for certain guys on Spot Track, and I can't open up shit on market values right now either.
I looked at over the cap. I looked all over the place, and none of these places have actually took the money off the books yet with Alex Kappa and with Max Crosby. I believe that Max is still getting paid.
He's still under contract for 2 more years. That next contract doesn't kick in for another 2 years, but I think signing bonus, whatever, he's still getting money.
But we started off roughly around $100 million before we started to make these moves.
Was that before the cap increase? So,
you know what? But there's so many conflicting 115, 110. I've seen up north of 120, 95, 100. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say this. Let's just take off what $30 million. Take off $30 million. I think we can be pretty much safe bet with that, right? And we'll still be roughly in the ballpark of around $65-70 million left. So I mean, we still have a ton of money. And once again, right, you guys remember this: we can still restructure Christian Wilkins. There's still a couple other deals that we can kind of tinker with. Colton Miller. We're going to move on from Gardner Minshew. That is official, you guys. He will be cut very soon. That'll free up what, $7-8 million, somewhere around there. Yeah, depending on where we go. If we cut him before June, what is it, like 6.5, 7, June 1st?
What's his face put it up? Oh shit, yo, Jake is actually calling. Hold on.
Salute to our guy Jake. Salute to Jason as well, man. Appreciate you on gifting 5 Raider Nation News Today memberships. My brother, that means a lot, man. Thank you, as always. Adam, he's not cut yet. We will be moving him shortly, though. So it's a weird situation because, like Aaron Rodgers is still under contract with the Jets.
Yes,
he's still under contract. Like he's still on the books, but he was a designated June 1st cut, so he won't be off the books until June. But he's free to go sign anywhere that he wants to. You know, we're trying to figure out what avenue we're going with Gardner Minshew. I think there's a couple different ways we can go about this.
Scout put it up exactly what the cap is in terms of post June 1st cut as well.
Let me see. I'm trying to look right now. I'm trying to see if Scout has it on. Was it a few days ago?
Yeah, it was like the day. Well, it was yesterday because that's when it happened.
Okay, releasing Minshew will save $6.34 million in cap space, 7.6 dead for the Raiders, 9.3 million cap space saved if designated as a post. And that's what I was saying. So there's a few ways you can go about this. If you cut him here shortly, you can save almost $6.5 million. If you treat him as a June 1st designated cut, $9.3 million cap save. So regardless of anything, he'll be gone here soon, and whatever way you go about it, you can save you almost 6.5 or either 9, almost $10 million. So either way, it works. But he will be gone shortly, you guys. And then once again, we can still free up some cap. And I'm hearing some things behind the scenes. Also, Scout will be on the show on Monday. So we'll be talking about this because he has some sources that have told him some things as well. It sounds like Spillane is in. They're actively speaking to him behind the scenes to get a new deal done. So, which is great. You know what I mean? So hopefully that can get done soon before free agency, that tampering period opens up and we can just get rolling. So Monday, you guys, is going to be very telling, man. Things are going to start really, really, really going full speed ahead come Monday. Salute to Jason gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships as well, my brother. That means a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My guy said I'm spreading the wealth, man. Support my brothers, both of them, man. Appreciate you as always. Salute to all the new Green Dot Game members in the building because of our brother, Demon King, man. Salute, salute, salute. So, yeah, I hate that there's no updates yet. Let me see. Oh, did I miss Midnights?
No, I think you hit that before.
He said he put up a super. I guess I missed it. Oh, boom. There we go. Well, that was what we're going to go to right here. So salute to my brother, Midnight Raider. DK wants too much money. 40 million per. It's not 40 million. It sounds like it's going to be 30.
I heard 30.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere along those lines.
But apparently a first and a third for him? Absolutely.
That's cap. Look, you guys. He was a second round pick initially. We got a third for Devontae on an existing deal, right? DK is on an expiring contract. He needs to get re-up immediately. This is the last year of his deal. They're going to throw that into the universe because they're trying to get whatever they can out of him. There are a few teams that are kind of in, I don't want to say desperation mode, but in desperation mode to get a wide receiver. The Chargers were already all over trying to bring in DK Metcalf. Yep. So maybe they can finesse them for an early round draft pick. Green Bay, there was a lot of talk about them potentially moving a first and sending a wide receiver. I forgot what kind of deal it was, and it came out that it was cap. But Green Bay sounds like they'd be all over that deal. Buffalo, they were a game away from potentially making some noise and winning a Super Bowl. And all I'm hearing from out of there is they want to add to that room with Shakir and Keon Coleman and company. Amari Cooper's a free agent, so they need another wide receiver. So that's going to be way too much, you guys. Way too much. Josina put it out there that she said that team offered a third.
I could even see Jacksonville getting involved. I could see Baltimore getting involved in this as well. I still, in my opinion, feel that Baltimore does not have a true number one receiver. I don't care what anybody feels about that shit.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll trade within the division and trade him to the Rams. But that could be another move because their Cup is gone.
Yeah. Well, he's still there. And they're talking about potentially bringing him back. So I don't know how they're going to make it happen. It's still a very, very thin chance that he'll be back with the Rams. But keep an eye on Cooper Kupp. He may return over there with Matthew Stafford in the building. But I don't know. That relationship may be tarnished now. But I'm going to ask you. So I give up a third for DK Metcalf all day, every day, right? Yeah. If you wanted to sweeten the pot, would you do this? And maybe I'm putting too much on it. Let me know. The Devontae pick, third round pick, boom, gone. Would you swap your second round picks with Seattle?
Where's Seattle?
You keep your second, right? And you just swap it.
Where's Seattle compared to us?
I'd have to go take a look. I'd have to look that up.
That, for me, would play a huge part depending on what we do with that 6th overall pick. Are we getting a quarterback? If we're not, are we getting a quarterback in the second round? Are there teams behind us or in front of us that want to get a quarterback? Something into consideration.
It's going to be interesting to see where Pete Carroll wants to go with this. He's a DK Metcalf guy. You know what I mean? And Metcalf played his ass off, all pro under Pete Carroll. Mm-hmm. So, I don't want to say he fell out of favor in Seattle, but they went and drafted Jackson. He's the number one guy up there. They just moved on from Tyler Lockett. I can see them potentially taking a third round pick from him. But the thing is this, to sweeten up the pot a little bit, because there's going to be teams that are going to outbid us. He said he wanted to go to a contender, right? Well, the Chargers were in the playoffs last year. They're technically a contender. Buffalo, contender. Green Bay, contender. I mean, if you want to, make sure you get your guy. And I don't know if DK can play the whole, this is where I want to go. He could do it. He's on an expiring contract. But some teams may not care. They may say, we don't give a shit. We'll give up this to go get DK for 1 year. It is what it is. But if DK says, I'm signing a new deal with the Raiders, which would be absolutely crazy to sign up with that with not even knowing who your quarterback is. Yeah. Right. But I would give up a third and potentially play with the idea of swapping seconds because you still keep your second round pick. But you're right. It depends on where you go in the first round. I'm gonna be honest. If you go get Aaron Rodgers, which I would be all for at this point, I was not on the Aaron Rodgers train at all. Since the offseason, during the season, bringing him in, I'm like, no, I do not want to have anything to do with this. But the way it's shaping out now, the quarterback, this quarterback group of free agency, I'm like, look, man, if this is the way it plays out, I'm okay with it because I wouldn't be against bringing in Aaron Rodgers, giving up your second for DK Metcalf, and if you're gonna go all in on GT. I don't even care. Look, at this point, because you're losing your second, I would have got my running back there anyways.
Yeah.
Now there's another idea you can play with, right? You can say, hey, why give up a second for DK Metcalf when you go get Trey Harris? Ole Miss, big body, 6'3", 6'4", X prototype kind of wide receiver. But once again, does that pan out at the next level? This is a guy that's been a two-time, Pro Bowler, already one-time All-Pro. He's last year at a down season with like 980 yards or something like that. But that's great for a down season with DK Metcalf. But what do you think about this whole idea of DK Metcalf? And once again, what are you giving up to potentially bring him in?
I'll give up a third. And if I go any other type of draft capital, it'll be some 2026 draft capital. Maybe 2/3. How about that? 2/3. The 2026 third can become a conditional second depending on his performance this season if he's with us.
Yeah. And remember, you guys, he's really young. That's the only reason that we're even playing with the idea of moving multiple picks because he's 27 years old. He's just now entering his prime. So DK Metcalf's a drama queen like DA. I don't see that.
I don't see that at all.
I don't see it at all. I look at a lot of the fan base. They love that guy up there. Now you can say it, right? Because they kind of put, well, I ain't gonna say they kind of, they literally put we wanted a trade demand the day that they released Tyler Lockett after 10 seasons. I don't think that there's no coincidence behind that, Hammer, right? They knew what they were doing. Oh, okay. You guys don't want to, give us what we want. Well, guess what we're going to do here? We're going to put a trade demand out there while you give up your holy 10-year wide receiver, Tyler Lockett. I mean, that's nasty work. I can't lie to you, but it makes it look like a train wreck in Seattle, low key.
Oh, absolutely, and that's where like we were sitting here doing that live yesterday when the news came out that Lockett was released, and then like moments later, Metcalf wants to trade. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it's insane. I
mean, it was coming anyway, you guys. I mean, we seen the tea leaves, right? I mean, there was a lot of DK talk. He's an expiring deal. Pete Carroll gets rehired. Green Bay with Josh Jacobs in the comments about needing a number one wide receiver. We seen it happening, but DK just said, you know what, let's let the dogs loose. And boom, yesterday, it happens, and here we are now. So, but I do believe that we would be on a short list of teams that he want to play for, regardless of anything. Him and Pete Carroll are very close, very close. And I can definitely see that. And if Pete can sell DK with the idea of, look, this is where we're going with the quarterback position, whether it's getting one at 6 or moving up to get one, or if it's A-Rod for a year, 2 years, and then we got another guy like a Kyle McCord or Will Howard that we're going to develop for a couple seasons, whatever it is. Keep an eye on DK Metcalf. I can definitely see this being an option for our Raiders. We need an X receiver, to pair with Jacoby, pair with Brock Bowers and company. I think that DK would be a phenomenal option for our Raiders. That offense would be insane. If you can bring him in and then bring in one of the top running backs in this year's draft, whether it is GT or you bring in a Marion Hampton or a Henderson or Judkins, we are on to something. What do you think about potentially bringing in Najee Harris? There's a lot of talk as well of potentially the Raiders being into bringing him in, a guy that can get it done. He's a dual threat, Hammer. I know, he hasn't had a ton of success in Pittsburgh, but he has had over 1,000 yards rushing every year that he's been there with a pretty O-line and offense as a whole.
You don't have to overpay him.
Yeah.
Most definitely do not have to overpay him. And this is another guy that Max has mentioned, a guy that he is petitioning for to be in silver and black. He wants Najee. He wants Aaron Rodgers. You just paid the man. Oh, by the way, we're retiring effectively right now. We are officially retiring this sound effect.
Fuck you, pay me.
He got taken care of.
Done deal.
He got taken care of.
Well, hold on to it. Hold on to it, because Jacoby's on expiring deal, and we got some other. Hold on to it. But we're gonna put that in the emergency glass case. We got to hold on to it. You might have to beat that bitch open
and see.
Yeah, for real.
Look, he just got what he wants in terms of that contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we know he wanted to be here. Like all the rumors and shit. Oh, trade. He wants to go here. They're going to trade him here. Da da da. Give this man what he wants right now. He wants to be here. He wants to win. If we can get Najee, which, like I said, I believe we can get Najee on the cheap.
Yeah.
Sign him. We talked about Rodgers yesterday. We talked about what, in my opinion, would be like a fair contract right now. I think realistically, his market value for Rodgers is roughly like $31, $32 million. You can go a 2-year 60 with about 32 to 33 million guaranteed. Have the track year one.
What does that deal look like? How does the Jets escape from this? Because I was assuming it'd be cheaper than that.
The Jets don't escape it, but at the same time, we talked about it, and I've asked the nation several times, do you think he would take a league vet minimum? Everybody's like, no, he won't. Okay, so if he won't, this is what I'm offering you. Take it or leave it. 2-year, I'll go between $62 to $65 million, and I'll give you about 33 to 35 in guaranteed money.
See, that may be too rich for my blood for an A-Rod. I'd rather just go to Justin Fields route.
Put the trap door after year one.
Do you believe the rumor?
Quarterback of the future, even if we move up in this draft and get Cameron Shador, let him learn behind Rodgers for 1 year. Trap door, he can go.
Do you believe the rumor on the Giants trading for Kyler Murray? Would you do that trade with the Raiders if he's available? No, I personally would not. I think he'd be fun to watch in Chip Kelly's scheme, though. That'd be fun as hell to watch a Kyler Murray. But I'm to be real with you, Jose, maybe I've been out the loop. I haven't heard anything about this rumor. And Arizona's already said that they're keeping him around.
But it would not surprise me because anytime there's some type of shiny out there, it doesn't matter who the hell it is, what the hell it is, the New York sports media will continue to talk about it and just blah, blah, blah. Like
they did it with Devontae until it happened.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. They were on the kick forever about Carr going to the Jets. I called in and was like, he's not going to the Jets. He's going to go to the Saints. And this was when we came back from the Pro Bowl. How do you know this? I guarantee you right now, he is not going to the Jets. He's going to be a Saint.
Yeah.
You can see what happens.
His brother told him about the New York media. He's been up there. He's very familiar with the way they get down. But I don't think Arizona's going to part ways with Kyler Murray at all. And I know the Giants right now are trying to make whatever move they can make in order to secure a quarterback. They want a veteran and they want a guy in this year's draft. We'll see. Everything's going to unfold here soon. But Kyler Murray, I don't think is going anywhere. But I'll tell you this. If he was in Vegas, he'd be better than anything we have on this existing roster right now. I don't like my quarterbacks pause if necessary that little. You know what I mean? Like, yes, he's a elusive little fuck. He has a strong arm, for being 5'1", you know what I mean? But he's mobile, we can get loose, pause if necessary. But no. Salute to Jose, salute the Sky. Salute the Sky High. Also, for the $5 special, salute to all the My Fathers. We see Daniel Caps, we see CGR, all our people here in the building. We appreciate you guys. As always, Dirt. Hey, you already know, man. Coupon Graphk, baby. Coupon Graphk. Groupon Graphk. Are we not giving our guy Jacoby enough credit? 1K yards, no drop balls. Pause. Why we really need a DK? Let's focus money on the trenches. We can get a wide receiver with a third. Well, the thing is this: you're bringing in a proven wide receiver, Sky High. Last year we lost Devontae Adams, who was our clear-cut number one. Just to say that Jacoby's a high-end wide receiver too is not discrediting him at all. He had his first 1,000 yards last season, you guys. Like, he's not a DK Metcalf where that's the standard every year. Like, he's a clear-cut high-end wide receiver one. And he's getting up. What I'm not going to say he's getting up there in age, but what is he, 27, 28?
He's up there.
I think Jacoby is who he is at this point. He's a high-end wide receiver too. You still need that number one option, even though we have Brock Bowers in the building. Go get your wide receiver one.
Look at some of the other receivers that are in the league that potentially maybe could be number ones elsewhere. They're number twos on their team. Look at T. Higgins.
Yeah.
I still believe, and I've fought with people about this, I still don't believe Brandon Ayuk is a number one.
I mean, well, the thing is, he hasn't been proven to be so far because he hasn't had to, right?
He thinks he should be paid like one. I'm like, you are not a number one receiver, bro.
Yeah, but that's not a bad thing, though. once again, we love Michael Crabtree. That's one of my favorite Raider wide receivers in the past few decades. And he wasn't the number one guy. Sometimes we looked at him we looked at him as 1B to 1A Amari Cooper, right? Like that's how we looked at him. Jacoby's the same way, you guys. He's a phenomenal option. I think he's going to deserve whatever contract he gets this season or next season when he becomes a free agent. There's not been a ton of production out there to prove that he's the number one guy. And if you bring in the likes of a DK, that opens up more opportunities for Jacoby in that offense. And then we can get him more, once again, Jacoby does all the dirty work, you guys. He's a great route runner, great blocker, does it all. He does it all. You know what I mean? He can throw the football if need be, but he's not been proven to be a wide receiver one yet. Now, if he's thrusted out there to be the guy this year, we'll see if he'll sink or swim. But honestly, I don't want to see him be the number one option. We need a dynamic threat on the outside opposite of him to unlock that full potential that we have. Salute to Justin. Would you want? No.
Rather shit my hands and clap. Fuck that.
Salute to my guy, Justin Cruz. Hell no. Want nothing to do with Devontae Adams. Salute to Raider Rich, my guy on a $5 special as well. Graphk Hammer. Neither of you tending the draft. I manage a warehouse which sends and sets up the structure for the NFL, NCAA, etc. Let's grab a brew. We were going to go, right? We were going to go. There's nothing available out there, you guys. Put it like this. You want to know the availability, how bad it is in Wisconsin, and I'm probably going to get killed for saying this. Charles Woodson, he's like Mr. Green Bay. Friend of the show. Love Charles to death. He's staying in Milwaukee, like a few hours outside of Green Bay because of the availability out there with rooms, and there's not a lot. They didn't do this the right way with the draft in Green Bay. There's not a lot of availability out there. And then the Airbnbs are like 5 times the price right now, and they're limited. So there's nowhere to stay. So Wits and Whiskey's throwing an event in Las Vegas, which I was thinking about going to. I don't know yet, but I'm going to stay home. I'm going to stay home, just cover the draft. Last year, I didn't get an opportunity to cover the entire draft. I'm doing that this year, probably from the crib or at my boy's restaurant out here in Frisco, Texas. So stay tuned. Not going to go. Once again, no availability with rooms. It's just nasty, nasty, nasty work. I would have loved to be there. Would have loved to get some questions in and do my media thing, but look, I'm going to have fun sitting at the house, have a couple beers, eat some food, and watch the draft and do it the way I want to do it because these last few years have been kind of chaos. Salute to Raider Rich, man. Salute to Josh. Murray runs like a kid that took your phone and you're trying to get it back. Salute Graphk and Hammer, man. That's hilarious, bro. Salute to my guy, Jack. He runs exactly like that. You know what's funny, Josh? I live around the corner from where he was like born and raised. He's a legend out here. Like Murray, like he was never known to lose any games. Like I don't think he ever lost a high school game. Like he just a proven winner. But that is absolute comedy right there, bro.
I can see that just because of Gridiron Heights when they have animated him in that weekly cartoon, and they still have kept him like 5 foot nothing but a huge head and afro.
Yeah. Salute to Sweet Jazz, also gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. We appreciate you so much, family. Once again, if you guys missed out on these 5, hit the links on both channels. They're pinned up top. And once again, they help us. You already know. Keep the lights on over here at Shieldmore, man. Sweet Jazz, appreciate you. Jason, salute to my guy. Brother, just pull up to the crib if you're not going to go. Because I know me and Jason were going to drive out there because the flights were so crazy. The rooms were so crazy. Probably going to stick it out here in Dallas, bro. So let me know if you want to pull up. We'll have some cigars. We'll kick it and do the draft.
Highlight Rob's. Salute to LA Rob, by the way.
Hold on real quick. Let me see. Real quick, let me get this Geo. DK is a TO, big body type wide receiver that we're missing. Pause. Facts. This is what I'm saying, man. If you bring in a guy like him, like you're definitely opening up the offense. He has to stay accounted for at all times. Where's Rob at?
I just saw him. You put a comment about Max's contract.
I don't see Rob.
Crosby's contract breakdown is amazing. Now, I did get a media release document in terms of the signing. I'm trying to see if it had details in terms of it, but no, it's just pretty much breaking down his career.
Somebody put it in the chat yesterday.
Yeah, I don't see it on this this document I got. This was like something that was supposed to be an immediate release to the general public, but it doesn't.
I'll find it. I'll find it. We talked about it yesterday on the show, so I'll bring it up real quick. Also, you guys, in addition to bringing in Jordan Meredith, also we didn't talk about this. I believe it happened yesterday. We signed Matthew Butler to an ERFA as well. 1 year, $1 million deal. Kanai Mwaga, linebacker, special teams guy, 1 year, $1 million. Sam Webb will return 1 year, $1.1 million. And then Charles Snowden, I don't know how we keep bringing him back. 1 year, $960K. So these guys have all been signed under the ERFA. So there you have it. And this is coming off of once again, I believe last week we talked about signing Caillou Blue, Kelly, the corner, for a 1 year, $1 million contract as well. So there you have it.
I'm thinking about this now. Didn't Snowden get popped towards the end of the season? Or was that somebody else?
It was somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't him.
I was about to say, why would we have brought him back?
I'm trying to find this.
I think I found it.
Okay.
Oh, 26. This doesn't show the rest of the contract.
I'm trying to see where
it's not kicking. That one doesn't kick in until 2027.
Yeah. Now at 5 years, Scout put this up 147.57 mil, 2 years, 41.07 mil remaining on current deal. The new average of 29.51, making the Raiders edge rusher the second highest paid edge in the NFL. So
what do you think this means right now for Myles Garrett? Because he ain't signing an extension with the Browns.
And they just freed up a shit ton of money. They restructured Watson and freed up like $36 million or something like that. So he said Sanjit put it up.
Yeah, Snowden was busted for a DWI. So
no, we talked about that, but I thought, were you saying something else?
No, I was talking about the DWI. Like, I'm like,
wow. Oh, bro, that was out there like crazy, bro. He was hanging off the ledge in his truck and shit.
Like, we re-signed him. Why? Like, whatever.
Yeah, I don't really get it. I'm not seeing any breakdown of this. We talked about it yesterday. I'm gonna find it, you guys. Trust and believe, but we'll go over it. But I don't know how. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll find it before the show was up, real quick. But yeah, we talked about the DUI. We knew that. I thought you guys were talking about something else. Like, did he catch did he get popped for like drugs or some shit? Like, salute to Kid Raider, Graphk and Hammer. What y'all doing at linebacker? You bringing back Spill for sure, right? And it sounds like we're already in talks with his camp, and it sounds like we're both very interested, in him returning. At that point, man, I'm looking at Tommy Eichenberg. I want to see what he can do in year 2. You know what I mean? I'm letting Divine Diablo walk, but I'm definitely bringing in one of these linebackers in this year's draft, and I'd probably look in the mid to later rounds to bring in the guy. But I like what Amari Burney started. He kind of turned the corner last year, right? We still got Ferrari. We got there in the fold as well. So I think linebacker, man, I know a lot of people are worried about the position. I do want more of an athletic guy out there, a guy that can be sideline to sideline. But I like that room, even without Divine Diablo in it. What are you doing at the linebacker room?
I'm liking Burney. I'm liking Gaynor. But if we go another route, then I'd probably be looking in the draft. I've also thought about Bobby Wagner. Yeah. Let him finish his career with Uncle Pete in Vegas. Why not?
I would love it. As long as it didn't cost the arm and a leg to bring him in, I would love it.
I don't think it would. I don't believe it would.
Salute to Raider Pace. Let's say we get Shador or even somehow get Cam. You guys good with either? I'm good with either. What would it mean for our immediate future? I think regardless of anything, Pace, whoever we get, if we got one of those guys, they're going to sit for a year. I think regardless of anything, Tom put it out there that he's sick of the NFL, rushing these guys to go out there. And mind you, there's some anomalies there, right? The Jaden Daniels of the world that goes out there and cooks in year 1. It happens, CJ Stroud, so on and so forth. But I'm assuming that let me say this. It depends on who you land with in free agency. If it's an Aaron Rodgers or a Russell Wilson, those kind of guys, they're going to start for you. I think they're going to start for you week 1. But if you bring in the likes of a Justin Fields and let's just say a Shador Cam beats him out in camp, then hey, you sit him. But regardless, I do believe that either of those guys, if we take them, they're going to sit for a year.
So I don't know if you saw this. It was a list that ESPN came out with earlier this week. It was an article that Matt Miller did in terms of ranking the first-round quarterbacks. This is not even playing in the NFL yet, but these were the draft prospects for first-round quarterbacks from 2020 to now, and ranking them. They had Cam ranked 18th. They had Shador ranked 20th. The last one was Kenny Pickett. And they had some things to say about Cam and Shador in that article.
Where is this at?
This is on ESPN.com. Let me see if I can find it. And I'll just talk about it real quickly.
While you do that, salute to Eric. Do a draft party at the Whiskey Garden in Fort Worth. My homie Jay owns that spot. They even have a pool. Eric, man, DM me. Let me know, man. Maybe we can do some business with him. Definitely, man. Appreciate you on the 5-hour special, and definitely always looking for new places to get the nation together out here in the Dallas area.
So it's ranking the recent first-round quarterbacks versus the two first-round prospects this season. So number 1 was Caleb, believe it or not. Trevor Lawrence 2, Joe Burrow 3, Jaden Daniels 4, Drake May 5, Tua 6, 7 Herbert, 8 Bryce Young, 9 Zach Wilson, 10 CJ Stroud, 11 JJ McCarthy, 12 Trey Lance, 13 Anthony Richardson, 14 Fields, 15 Mac Jones, 16 Jordan Love, 17 Knicks, Cam Ward 18. So this is what they said about Cam.
And what is this list? This is
the ranking recent first round quarterbacks versus 2025 prospects.
Gotcha.
So with Cam Ward is the top ranked quarterback in the 2025 draft class, but his actual grade on my board is 89, which is tied with Knicks and Michael Penix in 2024. Ward transferred from Incarnate Ward to Washington State and then finally Miami. He greatly improved each program he's played for in 2024, led all FBS passers with 39 touchdown passes, finished second in passing yards with 43-13. Ward has the arm talent to make every throw in the playbook using a short stop motion when necessary to finding windows. He will have to iron out delays in his processing and a penchant for hanging around in the pocket too long. Ward had 7 interceptions and 3 fumbles in 2024, but scouts think his late throws will lead to more interceptions at the pro level against defenders with more speed and coverage discipline. Evaluators are torn on Ward, though. Some scouts I've spoken to, he's a legitimate top 5 player in his class and would be a round 1 quarterback in most classes. Others believe he's closer to a round 2 player who's being elevated because of the poor top-end quarterback talent this year. With Shador, is ranked 20th on this list. 2-year starter at Colorado after transferring from Jackson State. Sanders plays with a coolness in the pocket that is easy to love when combined with his pinpoint accuracy, but scouts aren't quite sold on the 6'2", 215-pound quarterback. Doesn't play on time really at all. It's a lot of weight in the pocket and throw to an open man, and that man is usually standing still in an open zone. NFC teams quarterbacks coach said without the elite size, arm, strength ability, or mobility of previous top prospects, Sanders relies on his toughness and accuracy. He's a game manager. His ceiling is Jared Goff.
I would kill for a Jared Goff right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like dead ass. I'm not here to say that Shador is going to be Patrick Mahomes at all. I just think in the right system, in the right situation, he could be once again a game manager. I love that conversation that Cam Newton had about that whole game manager situation, because a lot of these guys are game managers.
Yeah,
I would take that. Look, as long as he comes in, he doesn't turn the ball over a ton. I'll take that. But I mean, the ESPN is not the ESPN that we grew up on, Hammer. Mm-hmm. It's just not anymore, man. It sucks to see where a lot of these platforms have gone since, we grew up loving, like I grew up watching ESPN and studying the ticker at the bottom, 3-4 in the morning, putting it on mute and just looking at stats and just, it's like now they're just hot takes and they do anything to get clicks and to say whatever to be in the discussion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like it anymore, man. I just don't. So I'm not saying that list is all cap, because I can agree with a bunch of that, but they're just not who they once were. To be honest, this is why I just go through my own assessments. I can't even talk about ESPN, Bleacher Report, or these. I just have to do my own homework now
at this point, and I'll talk about it. I'll discuss it if I see
certain. Yeah, definitely.
if I see certain articles, I will dissect them myself and give you guys my opinion. And a lot of the stuff that I read, it's just like, this is bullshit. This is you hating on us. Like, let me be real and tell you exactly what the hell's going on or what should be going on. Like, other shit is just fucking false narratives majority of the time.
And most of these guys do so much shit, they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. Especially when it comes to the Raiders. I've watched
almost knocked each other out at the Starbucks last week. Was that Rappaport and
Oh,
Schultz?
yes. Salute to my guy Schultz. But bro, I watched something last year, and I will get off this situation, but I watched somebody on ESPN, I believe, break down my Sacramento Kings, and they said that Buddy Hield was still on the team. And I was like, this is ESPN. And Hield has already been on 2 teams, 3 teams since then. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? I'm like, either you guys are just overworking these guys to the bone, or you're just hiring dumb fucks. What are you doing here? Like Buddy Hield? Bro, he hasn't been a King for years. It's like, what are we talking about here, man? Just nasty, nasty work. This is why, man, I just love sticking to our team. You know, we report on what we got going on and simple and plain, because these guys, bro, when you get them talking outside their body about other shit, they look crazy, bro. Buddy Hield on the sack. What the fuck are you talking about? So to Jason, if you do a draft party, I'm sure the Demon King will pull up. Talk! Salute to my guy, Demon. Man, I'm telling you right now, man, nobody, my boy Jason, when he dresses, when he comes through in full Demon King mode, my dog, man, him and I'm trying to think who else. Unc is always going to be there. You know what I mean? Right. Unc is always in the discussion. But who am I thinking about right now? I'm trying to think of like my top 5.
Power Raiders always out all over the place.
He be moving and grooving and shit too. But I'm gonna keep it. It's got to be Demon King. Got to be Unc. Got to be Rilla. Who am I thinking about right now? Our guy. I'm like literally blowing a fuse right now. I'll get back to it. Salute to everybody here. Real quick, you guys. Oh, yeah, Deadpool was fire too, DeMarcus. I love Deadpool, bro. That's my guy. Real quick, you guys, let's pay some bills. Salute once again to our proud sponsors over at BetUS, you guys. Make sure to head over there and get you 150% bonus on your first deposit. 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits using promo code YouTube150 up to $2,000. The fastest payouts in the industry. Once again, you guys, if you are bettors, nobody does it better than BetUS. This live stream is powered by our proud sponsors over at BetUS. Salute once again. Let me see. I want to where do you think, honestly, Aaron Rodgers lands? Because there's a lot of talk about Pittsburgh bringing back Justin Fields, right? Or Russ. It's kind of like up in the air right now. He could potentially end up over there. The Giants, it sounds like they're really motivated to get it done and bring in Aaron Rodgers and keep him in-house in New York in the same building. Like, do you think that it's a realistic shot that he'll end up with the Raiders? Like, honestly, do you think that somehow, some way, Tom Brady could say, hey, this is where you need to come for a year or two in your career on a high note. We're going to get it together out here with Pete, Chip, and Patrick and Spy Tech and so on and so forth. Do you believe that he's a realistic option?
I think if the 4 of them, and I'm talking Spy Tech, Carroll, Brady, and Chip, all sit down with him, I think there's a chance he could come here. I do.
Like, where do you think he ends up?
Titans too. Like, if the Titans go that route, what do you need that number 1 pick for? Like, you could wait another 2 years.
Yeah. I don't think he goes to the Titans, though. They're not going to be ready to play. They're not going to be ready to go full speed ahead this year. Like, it sounds like they're moving on from Harold Landry. It sounds like they may move that first, that number 1 pick and pick up additional draft capital. And, at that point, if they do move back, maybe they take Abdul Carter. If they drop back to 3 with the Giants, let's say the Giants moves up to number 1 to go get Cam or Shador, which I think it'd be Cam or whoever it could be, whoever it is, they still can get Abdul Carter, right? Because the Browns will probably take whoever they didn't take.
I have a sneaky suspicion that if Tennessee doesn't go the route of getting Abdul Carter, the Browns are going to. I really don't see
Myles Garrett, moving.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we have to wait and see. We got another 2 months? No, a month and a half. I'm just so fucking fired up for next week because I'm really curious to see what else happens for us.
Did you see what Bleacher Report put out there with the Raiders? This is absolutely crazy because
I actually just removed their notifications from X because my phone is constantly blowing up with them, PFF. So I just have Rappaport and Schefter now as my two primary notifications.
Well, Bleacher Report is fucked up anyway. They redid their app and this absolutely destroyed their credibility. Like I love Bleacher Report because you can get everything. It's a one-stop shop. Now the way they got it situated. The news is here, the forum or the community. You can't even, it's just, they destroyed their update. Whatever that update was, they destroyed their app. But this to me makes no sense. This is once again what I'm saying, you guys. I'm not here to shit on this guy, Gary Davenport. Top trade packages for DK Metcalf. I'm going to read this real quick. I'm going to give you my take on why this shit makes absolutely no sense, okay? Seahawks get 2025 first round pick. 2026 round 3 pick, 2026 round 7 pick. Raiders get DK Metcalf, Geno Smith, 2026 round 7 pick. Honestly, I think one of the major reasons why DK Metcalf wants to get out of Seattle is probably Geno Smith. Why?
You're a fucking idiot.
And not even that. Isn't Geno on an expiring deal as well?
I believe so.
So you're going to move your first round draft pick. You're going to move a 3rd round pick next year and a 7th round pick to bring in a DK Metcalf and a Geno Smith who's in his mid-30s on an expiring deal, and you have to re-up both of these guys.
Nope. I'm good.
I understand we're going to have a ton of, salary cap next season as well. We're going to have a ton. But why would you do that? And I'm not here to say Geno's bad, full metal. I think Geno's actually a serviceable quarterback. But once again, DK wants to get out of there because last year Jackson became the number 1 option. Geno kind of started going away from DK Metcalf. I think one of the reasons is to get those guys away from each other. Now, I'm not saying that Pete couldn't get it done with those guys. Pete coached both of them. Maybe it would work. But you're going to give up all that to bring in 2 guys that you have to re-up? Like, make that make sense. I don't see it. And I'm not giving up a first round draft pick for what? How old is Geno? 34, 35? Somewhere in that range? Yeah, like why would you do that? Like, make that make sense. It's nasty.
Yeah, he's 34, bro.
Yeah, like, why would you do that? The 6th overall pick, Judo. The 6th overall pick to bring in DK and a quarterback that's aging. When you could potentially bring in a blue chip guy there at 6. Because once again, year in and year out, people drop. And I'm starting to hear things.
Just for that cough.
I know around nasty work. I'm still getting over this flu. But I'm hearing right now that Graham may drop. Because of him coming out there and they thought he was, pause, very big pause, thought he was bigger than what he was.
Really?
Yeah. So there was talk at the combine about him potentially dropping and not being even a top 10 guy for Michigan. There's a lot of talk of, was he only that productive because of the other DT that was right next to him? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of talk out there with Graham potentially dropping, T-Mac. There's a lot of talk about some of these other wide receivers starting to gain some momentum and gain some traction and potentially being the number 1 wide receiver. Golden, Texas, I'm hearing a lot about him potentially being maybe the first wide receiver off the board.
Kid's a fucking dog, bro.
Hey, what do you run? You ran a 4.3 too, right?
Yeah, and watching him in the playoffs. Oh my god, he was that only receiver really. Bond had battled an ankle injury throughout the year, and wasn't fully healthy. Golden stepped up tremendously in the playoffs.
And GT's going to be there because of the position he plays.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So he'll still be there regardless. I don't think any team moves up or takes him in the top 5. So there's going to be so many blue chip players. You don't want to move your first round draft pick this year when you can go get a guy that can be a starter for you for the next fucking 8 to 10 years. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. Salute the God family, Raiders for life. Trade back from 6. Draft Gene T if he falls. Campbell, I always butcher his name, but the kid from South Carolina, the safety. That is a kid that Pete Carroll would love. the size, the production, that would be a kid that he would love. With 2 seconds from the trade back, Jaden Higgins, we love him. Will Howard, with 2/3 in trenches, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 7. There's a lot that went into this. And I just seen 3 6s coming out of God, family, and Raiders for life mouth, and it kind of just like confused the hell out of me. But a lot of 6s, God, family, and Raiders for life. You got to relax, King. You got to relax, man. The devil is a lie, God, family, and Raiders for life. The devil is a lie. But let me try to put it. Trade back from 6, which I'm okay with. Draft GT if he falls. So let's just say you trade back with Chicago. Trade back with Chicago to 10 somewhere, which if they did move up, they'd probably take GT. But let's just say you move back somewhere in that range. Then he's saying take Campbell, Will Campbell, the tackle, which will probably be a guard at the next level, or the safety out of South Carolina. With 2 seconds from the trade back, Jaden Higgins, you get your big body wide receiver, Will Howard, who struggled throwing the football at the combine, but you know who's the offensive coordinator out there? Boom, with Chip Kelly. And with 2/3 in trenches, 4, 5, 6. I'm not gonna do that again. There's a lot. There's a lot to go with that. Salute to God, family, and Raiders for life, my brother. I'll say this: every player that you mentioned, I'm high on in this draft. So I'm not against it. I'm not against it. RTG, we have a few names that we've done a few videos. There are a few guys out there that we have as sleepers to keep an eye on, and we'll continue to upload videos over and over and over. When we get closer to the draft, we'll do like a Shillmore live, where we'll talk about a bunch of sleepers in this year's draft. I actually did a few lives from the Shrine Bowl where I had a few names where I thought would be sleepers in this year's draft. If you didn't get an opportunity, go back and check out my Shrine Bowl coverage. I put a ton of players out there.
I didn't get a chance to discuss this with you, but I'm putting it out there anyways. Before the draft, we will be bringing it back because you guys really enjoyed this 2 years ago. We're bringing back the War Room, and we're going to do a full mock draft with a couple of special guests. And
oh yeah,
everything. That shit was intense. Again.
We had Bro Schmo on last year. We had Scout on last year. I believe we had somebody else on last year as well. I forgot, but we had. I know we had Shillmore in the building. We definitely need to do that. That was fun. That was definitely fun. But you know, once we get through free agency, you guys, we are just completely dialed in on the draft. So stay tuned. So moving forward, we're probably gonna be doing a lot of free agency stuff these next few days until that first week of free agency is up, and then we'll cover the second half of free agency, because that's where you start getting those steals and those kind of deals on some of these guys. I like him. The only knock on him is the injury that he sustained. But the kid has the measurables. What is he, like 6'2", 6'3", I believe, out of East Carolina. Dude is a ball hawk. I've watched a ton of his film. If he was not hurt last year, to be honest, he'd probably be the number 1 corner off the board this year. And I'm talking about even over Will Johnson. That may be a hot take, but that kid is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Rebel's one of them guys out of East Carolina. Ducky, we're no longer over there. Salute to our guys over at Roundtable. It's no knock to them. It's still love. I departed with, we're in good standing, but I will not be over there doing mock drafts and stuff like that. But we will be still having Ben over here from the Broncos. We'll still have Darcy, my guy from the Chiefs, and definitely our guy Jake for the Chargers. He's family. So definitely keep an eye on a lot of AFC West stuff over here. We're going to be doing it with our guys from the AFC West Roundtable. So stay tuned. Let me see. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, man. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Honestly, man, on a scale of 1 to 10, you guys, and I want to put this out there as well. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me bring this up now. This is what I wanted to do this real quick. So I want to get the chat involved. Let me bring something up from Twitter. Let's just take a brief moment of silence here real quick, you guys. For Joey Bosa and his time with the Chargers. Mr. 5-6 games a year, was cut from the Chargers. They saved over $20 million moving on from him. He'll probably end up with the Niners playing with his brother on an inexpensive deal. But a quick moment of silence. For Big No. Everyone knows, but he knows. Follow my snout. It's never in doubt. Joey Bosa. Rest in piss. Let me see. All right, here we go. I'm going to present this real quick. I put this up on Twitter yesterday. I want your guys' opinion on this. Boom. All right. Salute once again to our proud sponsors over at BetUS, you guys.
Oh.
Where do you go in free agency? And we're going to include the potential trade for DK Metcalf, which may cost us a second, may cost us a third, may cost us a third and Michael Mayer, whatever it is that it's going to cost to get DK Metcalf. Throw this into the fold here. I think there's only one guy that makes sense on this list, Hammer. Amari is done. You know, even went up there with Buffalo last year. The production is just starting to catch. Father time always catches up to everybody. It's no knock to Amari Cooper. Once a Raider, always a Raider. Love him. Keenan Allen, injury. We do have his former wide receivers coach, right, out there. Worked with him with the Chargers, worked with him with the Bears. There's a connection there. Chris Petty, right? That makes sense. We could potentially bring him in. But I would steer away from that. Started to show signs of father time catching up to him as well last year in Chicago. When he had the case of the dropsies early on in training camp, they were complaining a lot about Keenan Allen early on in Chicago.
But most Charger receivers have that problem.
Yeah, exactly. Stephon Diggs makes absolutely no sense. The off-field shenanigans, the injury, right? He's going to want a shit ton of money. I put a video out there. I got somebody that's very well connected to that situation that hit me up and said he'd be interested in the Raiders. Why would he? Because of the money. Right? No. Chris Godwin. I think I'm not even going to put Devontae Adams on this list because we know why. Godwin's the only one that makes sense. Durability scares the shit out of me. But what do you think, Cameron?
I mentioned him when we did a list, when we had a top 20 free agents, and you said no to Godwin. I said I wouldn't mind it, but you also mentioned the injury history. Yeah.
I mean, that's the only guy that makes sense on this list right now to bring in. I have no issue with bringing in Godwin. The beginning of the season, before he went down, he was one of the top wide receivers, if not the top wide receiver in the NFL last season in terms of production. The thing is, he's getting up there in age. Injuries are starting to pile up. And I'm not saying he's old, but you know what I mean. In terms of NFL, he's getting up there in age.
I feel like Tampa's going to find a way to keep him. They didn't tag him, but I think they're going to find a way to keep him, though.
Okay. Well, maybe they do. Maybe they do. He's definitely one of the number one options out there from Baker Mayfield. But, he has the ties with Tom Brady. He has the ties with John Spytek. Yeah. Alex Kappa's a Raider because of the time in Tampa Bay with Spytek and Tom Brady. So the connection is there. If I had to pick one on this list, it'd be Chris Godwin. But I would rather trade some draft capital to bring in a DK Metcalf, a guy from Seattle who's young, 27 years old, and doesn't have the same durability issues as a Chris Godwin, and he's a lot younger than every guy on this list. So I preferably would go with DK Metcalf over any of those other guys. But if I had to pick one of these guys, which free agent would you sign? It would be Chris Godwin because of what he can do on the football field still, and also the connection to Tom Brady and Spytek. It makes all the sense in the world. So once again, man, salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS for putting up this list. Salute to the chat. Appreciate you. Walt, what do you mean? What do you mean in terms of not even close? And he said, not true. What do you mean by that? I need to know. I need to know what you're talking about. So
wait, what?
Big Walt's in the building. I just want to know what he meant by that. Yeah, Godwin was injured in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. And see, a lot of durability issues. A lot. Yeah. Wait. Did you say McConkey ain't it?
His profile picture. Oh, no, that's a different one. Never mind.
Oh, Westwood said it, so it wasn't Walt. My apologies. Oh, you're talking about X and Z. Okay, got you. I thought it was Walt for some. Yeah, I seen the default picture. I'm like, old man Walt.
We were cooking Walt yesterday.
Anytime you get a chance to, you need to.
I told him for the month of October, since that's his birthday month, that we're going to do a live, and all the super chats, we're going to get him anger management classes.
Salute to Darnell. I have faith that this staff won't F this draft up like previous regimes. If any, Chris Godwin, if healthy, But Metcalf, my guy, keep doing your thing, man. Salute to my guy Darnell on a $10 special. Yeah, I mean, look, if they bring him in and his medicals are clear, I mean, you can definitely take a look at Chris Godwin. But the thing that scares me is what kind of deal is that?
Do you think that going this route and getting hold on.
Dying, man.
Either getting DK or Rodgers first is going to intrigue the other to want to come here as well?
Definitely. But we already have a few pieces in the building that I think would intrigue a free agent quarterback to come in. And you got Brock Bowers, the guy that's going to probably be the best tight end in the NFL in the next 10 years. So you got Jacoby sleeping. There you go. I can't do the rest right now because I'm sick.
No, don't.
But you still got Michael Mayer with even all the talk about potentially moving him and so on and so forth. But look, what? I mean, I think we got some options already in the building that would have some of these guys. So especially after the draft, I know the running back situation probably will scare any quarterback right now. Like, who are you running with? You got Sincere and you have Dylan Lowby under contract.
Those are your guys, though, bro. What are you saying?
I love them, but I also understand what they have and what they have not done at the NFL level yet, and I have to be realistic here, right? So, there are a few weapons. It's just, you got to continue to build on that. And I think that most quarterbacks understand that running back room is going to get any quarterback coming into the building is going to understand that this is a deep class and you're going to go get those guys in this year's draft, right? Yeah. Like, you're not going to sell Aaron Rodgers on going out and paying a shit ton of money for an Aaron Jones at this point in his career. And that's his former teammate. I just don't think that makes any sense personally, but I could be wrong. Salute to Top Beats, my dog in the building. Yo, Docs, how did Dart look at the combine? And do you think the Raiders were interested? New reports state that many teams are interested. What were your thoughts on his performance? I didn't get a chance. I watched it on TV like most people, Top. I flew out there to go to the combine. I don't know if you know, but salute to our brother Stuart Schweiger. His mother passed away. So I scratched all my combine visits, and we just went up to Michigan and spent time with his family. And I went to the funeral and all that stuff. So I didn't get an opportunity to actually go to the combine, but I kind of watched it on TV like everybody else, kind of got the highlights from what he did. I didn't really get too much talk from Dart. All I can say is, from what I heard, I kind of left on the same thing, that Dart is probably like the number 3 guy, in this year's draft. So I don't really know where he's going to go. He's a big question mark. He's like the Will Levis in this year's draft class to me. Like, he could be a first-round guy, or he'll probably be that guy that goes first in the second round. So I don't know. But there are some teams that seem pretty high on Jackson Dart. The Jets, I heard, were one of them. I heard the Giants are one of those sneaky teams that want to bring in a veteran guy and then take a look at Jackson Dart potentially in the second round. So I heard that he threw the ball pretty well. I didn't really, like I said, I wasn't out there to really get too much. Did you get any insight on Jackson Dart?
I hadn't spoken to anybody about it. And Caps just put in what the money is for Max.
Okay, let me see real quick. Boom.
No.
Go ahead, Hammer. You got it.
No, go.
No, please, bro. Let me preserve some of this voice.
I'll read this one and then I'll read the other one. As of December 30th, 2024, Spot Track projected that Chris Godwin's market value was a 3-year, $66.7 million contract. Notes Heavy Sports. This would pay him about $22.5 million. That's not bad.
It's not. But how many games are you going to get him?
That's true.
That's a great, that's a great number for a guy that can be a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. But once again, durability is key. So, go ahead. What else did you have?
Take that down.
Okay.
So Max 2025 is 38.4, 2026 35.8, 2027 29.8, 2028 27.3. 2029, 28.2. So they front loaded the contract.
See, I thought that they did the total opposite from the numbers that we read yesterday, but Caps could be right.
This is definitely front loaded right here.
Yeah, definitely 38 in year 1. And
yeah.
I wonder how signing bonus and some upfront cash.
Yeah.
Either way, we got our best player back. So It is what we wanted, right? And we knew that Max was going to cost a shit ton of money. We also understand that Max is only going to be the highest paid guy for a few seconds. Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, these guys are going to get paid a shit ton of money. And next thing you know, Max is going to be like the third or fourth highest paid edge rusher in the NFL. It happens every year. Remember when DC was the highest paid quarterback for like 2 seconds? It happens. It happens. So, and that deal will look like a steal here in another year or so. So, Thuney cost a 2026 fourth rounder. There you go. Are there any similar guards in the NFL we would get for the same price and keep JPJ as center? Are you talking about in free agency or for in the trade market? Because most times, you guys, teams are not going to trade a all-pro guard like that. Nope. Kansas City is in a situation where they got to free up some money. So, excuse me, but I don't know if you're going to get a guard of that value like that available out there outside of a Thuney. And we weren't going to get him. They got him out of the conference, sent him to the Bears. I don't think so. The best we can do in free agency is probably a Mekhi Becton. And you got to hope that he can build on what he did last year with that stout Philadelphia Eagles offensive line.
Fucker better know that he's a guard now.
Yeah, because he's not going to be a tackle. Definitely. But that would be the best we can do in free agency. And I think that he's going to get paid a shit ton of money. Look what Trey got. You know, he got the franchise tag. He's getting paid over $20 million per. So he's going to probably potentially reset the guard market. Becton here, depending on. But you know what, though? What other teams that have a shit ton of – New England. New England could pay a top dollar for Becton.
They probably are going to, because they need to protect Drake May. And I've talked about this before in terms of them with that fourth overall pick. You're looking at I keep getting the two confused. Johnson's the guard, right? Or the tackle? Or is it Campbell?
What, in New England?
The draft prospect. Is it Will Campbell that's the
Will Campbell is the tackle that's going to convert to guard. He was their left tackle for LSU.
All right. So you're looking at either him or Kelvin Banks Jr. going fourth overall to protect Drake May for the future.
Yeah. And I can see that.
And I think that they'll end up trying to kind of go a bit in on free agency when it comes to offensive line as well.
Yeah. No, definitely. I can see that, Isaiah. I can see that. Ronnie Stanley's going to pay a shit ton of money.
There you go.
See that. Chris says, how good? Man, I'm going to say this, Chris. Last season, this is just last season, which could be an anomaly. He had the worst season of his career last year. First in sacks allowed, first in pressures allowed, first in hurries allowed. So there you have it with Alex Kappa. But once again, a guy that has been really durable. Started in 17 games last season for Cincinnati. I think he started 17 games the year prior.
I mean, he's durable, guys. And again, I said this before. In 102 games played in the NFL, he has started 96 of those 102. He's incredibly durable.
Yeah. So that's a guy that at least you know he'll be there for you at the drop of a hat. Top beats, it's because of his short arms.
So there you go. You're looking at probably Kelvin Banks going fourth overall then.
They're saying he's dropping because of his short arms, because of him having to convert from left tackle where he played predominantly for LSU to guard. So he's moving to guard at this point. So that's probably why he's dropping a little bit. Which
would you take that? Would you take the flyer in the first round if he was there? If we weren't going to quarterback there?
If the plan is to have him at guard until you figure out what you got with Colton Miller, because I think that Will Campbell is eventually going to be a left tackle. I don't want to take a guard in the top 7. Honestly, okay. I'd rather, if you're going to get a guard, trade back in that 10 to 15 range and take Booker. Take Booker at Alabama. Get the best guard available. I'm just so sick of drafting guys and converting them. If you want a guard, move back, get Booker out of Alabama, and then you get some extra draft capital where you can clean up.
There's also a lot of them out there these days, more than ever, that a lot of them are very versatile. And you can plug and play them anywhere just because they started here in college.
Yeah.
But they can still be fucking plugged in other offensive line and be successful.
But I think Will Campbell will be a guy that'll play for the next 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he'll definitely be a great option at the NFL level. I just wouldn't want to get a guy that you got to convert there early on. You know what I mean? So salute once again, everybody here in the building. Wipe them feet, y'all. Break them thumbs. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. And you know what's funny still, Cage? I have to agree with you on that. I can see him having the most highest impact of any rookie, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Definitely. I got you, bro. I got you. But I think that he could have more success than any of these wide receivers, any of these running backs, because he's going to be probably the workhorse immediately. He'll be the first running back off the board. I can see him having the highest impact. Unless Cam Ward comes out and has a Jaden Daniels type year or, then you got to give it to Cam. But I can definitely see that.
I forgot we still have that dude out there in the market.
Will
Fries, however his last name is pronounced.
Yeah. Value at 56, 14 per.
I would do it. I'll address everything else in the draft. I won't go. If I have to get an offensive lineman, then I'll get an offensive lineman late in the draft.
Raider Profits, is any news, update, thoughts on Trey? Trey's good to go. Trey was good to go last year. He sustained that knee injury early. He was healthy, during the season after he got it together. He's ready. He's good to go. He's just waiting for his shot. Prophet, that's it. Spoke to his family and everybody he's just waiting for his time to shine. He got some special teams reps last year. He's just really, truly waiting for an opportunity to go out there and get some safety reps. So
I heard Tank Dell is probably out for the season.
No, he will be.
He just got surgery again on that ACL yesterday.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
So the top beats. My top running back choice is Trayvon Henderson. He's nice. And also familiar with what Chip Kelly wants to do. They want a natty together. So it makes all the sense in the world, top beats. S. Dot, my guy, convert tackle, Armand Membu and Tyler Booker for guard from the draft. We would kill. Look at the measurables, max squat and bench reps, Raiders, second. See, this is what S. Dot does, man. He comes through and talks about squats and bench reps and all that good shit. So S. Dot.
Yo, five more to 10,200, y'all. Just don't cost you shit. Hit that subscribe button ASAP. We got 200 people on my side right now. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, guys.
Salute to S. Dot. We got 1,400 people in the building right now rocking with us. Whether you're on Twitter or YouTube, you guys, make sure you go over there to Hammer's house and hit that subscribe button. Real quick, you guys, a few more minutes before we get out of here. Docs, no.
Hell no. Nope.
I'm good. I'm good. Let me see. Trey Henderson just got on the trade block. I wonder how Joe Burrow's going to feel about that. Could you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine the career he's had up there in Cincinnati and they don't take care of their edge rusher? Like they don't pay him. Like to me, that's crazy, man. I know that there's only enough money to go around. You got to pay Chase and Higgins and all these guys, but God, bro, you allow a premier pass rusher like Henderson to potentially be on the that's crazy to me.
Yo, you had the blueprint with a dude in Burrow that was on that rookie contract. Y'all couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's nasty work. Salute to my guy on the $2 special. Baker Hammer Mayfield with the juice today. His ass about to go to sleep right now.
Yeah, I got to go to work.
Not enough juice. Let me see. Salute once again to everybody here in the building, man. Great show. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us today. As always, I will be live once again tomorrow. Coffee and Convo, you guys. Stay tuned. Hammer will be back at it. He has to get ready to go to work here in a little while. Trying to get a nap in before he goes. Works overnights. So salute to our brother Hammer. What up?
We will be back tomorrow because it is Friday. We have to do our free agency Friday, and you are still
Dying, man.
we got to do some free agency Friday, especially since we're days away from the start of the new league year. And Levi Edwards actually just came out with an article about an hour ago examining 5 upcoming free agents that could potentially be with us. So we will definitely cover that tomorrow.
There you go. Salute. We'll be back tomorrow. Free agency show. I got to get me some rest. I got to go pick up my son. He has his first day of practice today. He's back in it with football. Cannot wait. You know what I mean? Look, it's a flag football competitive league. He'll be getting ready for tackle football here in the next few months. So I'm excited to get him back into the fold today. Once again, salute to everybody. We appreciate you guys so much. We're going to cover every second of the offseason here on OLV and Hammer's House, aka Raider Nation News today. Shieldmore will definitely be here every step of the way with you guys. On the way out, wipe them feet, break them thumbs, hit that subscribe button. And also, once again, you guys on the way out, salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. This live stream was powered by BetUS. Head over there and get you 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits using promo code U2150, up to $2,000, fastest payouts in the industry. If you are a bettor, nobody does it better than BetUS. I wanted to put this out there as well, you guys. Yesterday, we had some big news drop with Max. I spoke with Max yesterday and hit him up. I said, well fucking deserved. Congrats, brother. Let's effing go. He hit me back. He said, thank you, brother. This is just the beginning. Now let's go fucking win. And he put the emoji up. Max is ready to go. I'm excited. Let's go, Max. Well deserved, baby. Other than that, man, love, appreciate every single one of you guys. I was going to read that while we talked about the Max stuff. I forgot all about it, but salute to everybody in the building. We are outro.
When I leave, come together like butt cheeks.
One.
I know Jerome is coming up and he's going to blow the house out.